Okay. Section 8-1 has to do with a more specific way of looking at a coordinate plane. I know you guys had a coordinate plane in 5th grade. I know for a fact that you guys had it in 6th grade. We spent multiple weeks on the coordinate plane. That's why when we did 2-2, it was just a reminder as to how to do this. But now we're going to learn some vocab words with it. So since today is rounded to the 10,000th place, 3.1416, as in March 14, 2016, I'm just going to have my name be Pi today. Because it's Pi Day, Pi Day. A blank is a set of ordered pairs. Let's see here. A blank is a set of ordered pairs. For example, 5, 7, and negative 3, 12. And that is a relation. And that is too thick. I need to lose some weight there. There we go. Yes, sir. That's the second day. That's the third day. No. Get a pencil from somebody else. You need to start bringing stuff to prepare yourself. A blank is the first set of data. So that's domain. And if you pronounce it data, that's fine. It's not like frustrated where people pronounce it wrong. It's frustrated. So grab a pencil from somebody else. Or I'll allow you to use a pen. Yeah, exactly. On a graph, we always label the domain on the x-axis. Here, do you have another one? Do you have another one? Here, hand me your book as collateral. Hand me your book as collateral. So you don't forget to, yeah. When you give me the pencil back, I'll give you your book back. So circle the first set of data in 2314. 23 and 14, so that would be this guy. That's the domain. That's the x value. And whenever you're graphing from a storyline, the domain is the independent variable. Or the independent data set. That's the independent data set. Get out. Find a way to write. Figure it out. The range is the second set of data. And on a graph, we always label the range on the y-axis. So to circle the second set of data in 2314, that is the range. This is the y value. And in the graph, the range is the dependent variable. Dependent data set. That just says that the y value depends on what the x value is. So to reiterate, the domain is the independent data set, but more importantly, that is the x value. That is the x value or x values. And the range is the y values. So you've had you've had relations of ordered pairs, but now we're actually talking about what is what are they called, what do they mean. A function is when each domain in a relationship is paired with a range. A domain cannot, I don't know why you guys are turning the page right now, repeat. A domain cannot repeat in a function. A domain cannot repeat in a function. A domain cannot repeat in a function. Because if the domain does repeat, it's not a function. So we have graphed this set of ordered pairs. This is from 5th grade, but we're doing it now because it's a review before it gets into solving functions and relations. So we have 1 and 3. Now this first one here is the domain, and that's our x value. The 1 is the x value. And then the second one is the 3, and that's the y value. So we start at the origin, which is right here. It's the very middle. It's called the origin. That is 0.00. Then since it is a positive 1, we're going to go from the origin to a positive 1. So it's just going to go over 1 and then up 3 because we have to get to the 3. So we went over 1, up 1, 2, 3 because the set was 1 and 3. The domain is on the 1 line, which is right here. Here's the domain line. And it's on the 3 for the range because that's the 3 for the y. Oops. Then we have 5, positive 5, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's my point right there. Negative 4, 0. I have to go with the x's first. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go up and down 0, which stays there. The first number is left, right. The second number is up, down. Negative 4, 0. We just did. Positive 2, negative 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And last but not least, negative 5, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's going to be a question just like this, worded very slightly different, but it's asking us, what is the domain? And I'm going to take these values here of my domain and just list those out. You can do them in order if you want to, but you don't have to necessarily. If you're going to do them in order, it's easier to tell what's what, but you just have to list the domains. And the way that you do that is you do an open bracket, and then you start just listing the x values. Negative 5, negative 4, 3, 2, and 5. Close brackets. Close bracket. And I just did them in least to greatest because I was looking at the map. So if you can't read that, it's just the values of x that are in the ordered pairs. And that's the domain. Listing the domain. One other thing to note about this is if repeat, only write once. So that means that if I had those that happened, so I had a whole bunch of 2s, this would still be right, because all I'd have to do is just represent that there's a 2 in the domain. I wouldn't have to write all those 2s. What is the range? The range now we're going to take is the second set of numbers. So I won't be able to have it on the screen, but Alex, would you be able to read those for me?
3.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Negative 5. It was negative 5.
Oh.
0. Negative 3. Negative 4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And there's my range that I have listed out now. Yes, sir.
In the domain, there is -5, -4, 3, 2, and 5, right?
Yeah.
So, in there is 1, 5, -4, 2, -5.
Mm.
That's work.
Nice catch. Did I label one wrong? Yeah, that is a 1. Thank you. Good catch. So that should be 1 instead of 1, 2, 3. Yeah, instead of 3. Thank you. Good catch. Good. Thank you. I want to be accurate. Accurate. I want to be accurate with my pronunciation. Graph each relation. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. If you don't like looking at it through the table, you can always reset them as being a coordinate pair. 6, 0, 3, 8, 6, -1, and -2, 3. Because you will have to do it like that on the homework. So I have 6, 0, 3, 8, 1, 2, 3, 8, 6, -1. And this is actually example 2, question 1, by the way. And -2, 3. -2, 3. And that's all we have to do for that one right now. For example, number 2, 2, we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to list my ordered pair. And you always have it as being the first, so you have the domain, comma, range in parentheses. -3, 1. -2, 2. I'm going quick through this because this is 5th grade stuff. 2, 3. So which one is a function? Remember, a function from the previous page said a function is when a domain in a related pair, or in a relation, is paired with a range. And what else did we add to that? We wrote a little add-on to that. What was it? What else did we add on to it? Ian? It cannot repeat what? The domain cannot repeat. Do we have any? Which one is a function? Number 1 or number 2? Is this one a function? Is there any domains that are repeated? What domains are repeated? There are none of them. So number 2 is. So number 2. How about number 1? Remember, this is example 2, number 1. Are there any domains that are repeated in this one? Yes, there are. What is it? 6. So that one does not count. Because no shared domains No shared domains. Oh, and also we can thank Team 90 for the Germex and the tissues. So if you see Miss Busman, be sure to thank her for the tissues in 307. The blank, blank, blank can be used to make sure a relation is also a function, and that is the vertical line test. Yeah. The vertical line test can be used to make sure the relation is also a function. The vertical line test uses any straight edge to determine if there is a function by making sure the vertical line passes through no more than one point of the graph at a time. So you have your school-issued straight edge, aka your ID that you're all wearing because you know you're supposed to. Because this is my backup because I couldn't find mine in my bag, so I got into my backup. I've got a couple backups because I know that you're supposed to wear them whether you want to or not. So I'm going to do the vertical line test on the one that we said is a function. And the vertical line test says that if it is a function, it'll only hit one at a time. So here's my vertical line. Okay, there's one dot. Is there another dot, same one? No. There's another one, only hit one at a time. Okay, once again, only hit one at a time. Ew. One at a time, and we're done. Let's try the next one. So vertical line test. There's two. Right away it fails it. Why is this so clunky? Right away it fails it. See how there's two that it hits at once? So right away it failed it. But if those two weren't there, safe, 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 safe. Okay, there's only three? Did we plot? There it was, you silly. You big silly. I'm making one graph at a time. Now I know that this darkness didn't go all the way through. However, we're still going to be able to do this because you can still use your school-issued straight edge to have a vertical and horizontal line. Graph all the possibilities of getting a 7 with two dice. Set all possible outcomes of one die on the y-axis and the other die on the x-axis. So what is one of the outcomes that you can have? Yeah. 1, 6. Beautiful. Someone else. Yeah. 3, 4. Raise your hand. Yeah. 2, 5. Ian? 4, 3. Okay, let's get someone else in on this. Yes. 5, 2. That's no, that'd be yes. You're right. Okay, Sarah. 6, 1. Paul. No. Quinn. Nope, you cannot roll a 0 or a 7 on a die. Gershie, what you got?
I was going to say, we do 6, 8.
6, 2 would be 8.
4.
4, 3 we have already.
There's no
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Look, we've taken, there it is backwards, there it is backwards, and there it is backwards. Because we've rolled all of them with the first one. You can't roll a 7 on a 6-sided die. So now I'm going to label those points. 1, 6, 2, 5. And if you have whole numbers, it's going to be at an intersection, but it doesn't have to be exact because you don't have the lines that I can see, or that you can see on mine. It looks like it got smaller. Make that more even. Being a lefty, I'm always writing at an angle. There. Now the question is, what is the domain? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the range is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And is this relation a function? Yes, I agree with you. Let's do the vertical line test. So we have no dots, just 1, just 1, just 1, just 1, just 1, just 1. Yes. Yes, it is. And it does pass the vertical line test.
Yay, A+ for you.
Yes, it is a function.
AKA